If your team looks great in practice, but then in big games or competitions, they look tight, shaky, or disconnected, this episode is for you.
Hello, and thank you for joining the Champion Within podcast, your premier go-to spot for unlocking your winning mindset. Whether you're an athlete looking to elevate your game to the next level, a coach leading the charge, an enthusiastic parent cheering from the sidelines, or an educator molding young minds, the Champion Within podcast episodes are packed with value, sharing the tools and strategies to unlock your potential and rise to new heights. Hosted by mentor, coach, and mindset leader Kate McCauley. Let's sit back and enjoy today's episode while discovering your champion within. And now, here's Kate.
Coaches get on phone calls with me. They send me emails, text messages saying, I don't know what it is. We have been working, doing all of the things. Something is missing. Today, I'm going to break down why these teams are crumbling under pressure, what's actually happening to them under the surface, because this is an inside job. Then, of course, I'm going to tell you how my championship teams are handling these same exact moments, but completely different. This is not just theory for me. I just finished a 3-month run with a cheer team that went all the way through competitions, nationals in Florida, sectionals, states, and they just finished the season as New York State champions. I am so proud of the work they have done. Of course, they're putting in the physical work. What cheer team isn't? They are doing something that other people aren't, though. They are at an advantage. They are a competitive threat because of the mindset work we are doing. I'm going to walk you through exactly what changed for them. This cheer team, when I first started working with this team, I knew the talent was there. Their coach was literally rambling off all of the things that they could say, we've gotten this, we've done that, all the different accolades, the different things that the team and the town, the school were proud of. But in the past season or so, they were missing something. No question at all that there was talent on this team. The skills were there. The routines were there. The work ethic was there. Mentally, they didn't fully trust themselves yet. Practice looked one way, but in big moments, they looked completely different. If you're a coach listening right now, you know exactly what I mean. In practice, maybe your athletes are looking loose. They even seem confident. They're hitting routines. Then competition days show up, and suddenly everything tightens up. It's like you could feel the overthinking. You could look at your athlete and see those wheels turning in her brain. You could feel the, what if I'm the one who messes this whole thing up energy? Athletes start worrying about these mistakes even before they happen. Once that energy shows up, even for just one athlete, it spreads fast. Now, when we get into this, we didn't just sit around and talk about confidence. We didn't throw a motto on the back of a t-shirt, hang up a poster, or put some cool quotes on Instagram. You need to understand that confidence is a skill. Confidence isn't built by saying, be confident, you got this. We built specific routines and tools around their mindset. Do not get me wrong here. They have to put in the work. The coaches help keep them accountable as well. There's a trust amongst all of us. Every single thing I work on with every single team I work with, whether it's an athletic team or a corporate team, is based on the 5 areas of my CHAMP framework: confidence, habits, attitude, mental imagery, and purpose. Over the 3 months that we trained those pieces of my CHAMP framework, we trained their brains the same exact way that they would train for stunts, tumbling, all the routines, the timing. During this time frame, they were competing in Florida for nationals, sectionals, and then at the state level in New York. When they ended the season as New York State champions, the most powerful moment wasn't actually the trophy or the banner. It was watching how they handled pressure. At the competitions at nationals in Florida, when we're on the big stage with cheerleaders from all over the United States, they fell a little bit in the routine when they went up for a stunt. But here's what happened. They recovered and reset like true champions, and they were rewarded by the judges. If this were them last year, or if this was them even months earlier, that mistake would have spiraled the entire performance. I actually received text messages from the coach who screenshotted from the parents that, if this was my daughter this time last year, the things that would have happened, right? You could see in their faces, because I love them so much. I was watching on the live stream. You could see in their faces that it was just a quick reset. There was no panic, no blame. They locked back in and kept going. That is the difference when you have mindset training. Your brain has been here before because we talked about what happens when you make a mistake. Mistakes are going to happen in athletics. It doesn't matter what sport you are competing in. The difference when you have mindset training compared to a team that doesn't is your team individually does an inside-out job working on their internal response, and then the team as a whole is working together. So when they do come upon a mistake, they have been here before. Their body knows how to respond and reset fast, navigate through. What actually changed here is not talent. It's how they handle the pressure. I want to talk about why teams crumble and what champions are going to do differently. If a team is crumbling under pressure, the first thing that I see all the time is confidence depends on the circumstances. Most teams are confident when everything's going right. If you're in an easy drill, if you have a friendly scrimmage going on, a low-stake environment, when the pressure shows up, however, the scoreboard, judges, the crowds are louder, bigger, the stakes are higher, there's that high expectation, all of the confidence cracks. And everyone starts asking, I don't know what happened. What happened? We don't know. They're always so confident. I'll tell you what happens. Athletes start reacting to everything around them. They let the external get the best of them. The score, one little mistake, the noise, instead of trusting themselves and trusting their training, instead of thinking, I trust that I've trained all season and my body knows exactly what to do, they focus on all of those things that I just listed. Championship teams, we build confidence differently. Confidence on a championship team comes from preparation and identity. They know who they are. They know what they've done. Even when something goes wrong, they stay steady. The second thing that I see when teams are crumbling when pressure hits, they don't have habits for pressure. Teams are practicing their physical skills every day. A lot of these athletes are going and doing work additionally beyond their team practice. They are dedicated to perfecting their actual physical training. Most athletes and teams do not practice how to respond to the nerves or the mistakes or momentum swings. And when one of these moments happen to show up in a competition or before they step onto a mat, if we're talking about this cheerleading team, it's the first time their brain has experienced it. Pause right now and think, if the first time you experience something feels really overwhelming, you go into a panic state, you start thinking, oh my goodness, what's going to happen? How do you think your body is going to perform physically? I don't even have to tell you. You're pausing right now and you can feel it in your body. Of course, that feels chaotic. Championship teams, they have simple habits. This isn't something crazy huge that I make them do. This is something that they do practice. It's quick. They have simple habits that they repeat in pressure moments because we put the mental reps in. They don't have to figure out in that moment what to do. They already know. This is what their brain goes to automatically. The third piece I see is the attitude under stress. I know you're nodding your head right now if you are a coach. When pressure is low, your team is usually playing loose. They're performing free. They're connected to each other. They're hitting and playing together. But when stakes go up, the energy can flip super fast. Now it seems like they're tight. Their muscles tighten up. They're fearful. Fear is flowing through their body. Literally, every single athlete is thinking, just don't be the one who blows it. If every single one of your athletes is thinking, don't be the one who blows it, what is going to happen to the whole group? When that energy spreads through a team performance, your performance is going to drop. Championship teams, they protect their attitude on purpose. I literally teach them different tools so that they are in a protective bubble to protect themselves before, the night before, the day of. They train it. The attitude of the group as a whole becomes the atmosphere that your athletes are breathing in. Here's a tool that I want you to try this week. I want you to put something practical into use with your team right away. I call this the confidence reset. It's actually pretty simple, but it's really powerful. If you coach a competitive team and want athletes who actually show up as champions on game day or at a competition, not just at practice, we train your athletes and support the coaching staff to handle pressure, stay locked in, and perform when it matters most. Go down to the show notes in the podcast, hit the website link, www.shopdanunow.com. Or if you're on Instagram, send me a DM with the word team and I'll send you all the details. Your team's problem isn't ability. They need a different response when that pressure hits, and this is where I come in. It doesn't have to stay this way. You know that talent and your work with them got them where they are today. Go hit the link to connect with me on my website so mental training can take your team further. Step 1, I want you to define the moment. Pick one situation where your team tends to crumble. Don't try to pick all of the things. Pick one. Maybe it's a specific routine if you perform 2 different routines at a competition. Maybe if you are a basketball team, it's a certain play that you're trying to run that they just don't execute when the score is tight. Maybe it's the first few minutes in the game. Maybe it's the moment after somebody on the team makes a mistake. That's the moment that we're going to build a reset. So pick your one thing. Do not pick all the things, just one. I know it's tempting to try to fix everything. You're probably a fixer. It's okay. I've been you. Pick one. Step 2, I want you to create a reset phrase. I teach individuals and athletes how to do this when we're in a workshop. It really does need to be individual. But for now, I just want you to come up with something easy here. Create a reset phrase. Championship teams have language that they go to under pressure. It is short, simple, repeatable. Things like this. You could use, we've done this 100 times. Or breathe, trust, attack. My most recent championship team, ready, set, go. Go take a look at my Instagram. I'm pretty sure I put that up there more times than I can count in the past few weeks. Maybe you could try something like 1 rep at a time. I would love for you to develop it together with your athletes. Ask them this question. When we are at our best, what are we thinking? And then turn that answer into a phrase that the whole team would agree upon. Once everybody has something like that they all agree upon, this is how you will get the whole team to have the same mental anchor. Step 3 for your challenge here for the competitive reset. Pair it with a physical cue. Your body is going to anchor the mind. It could be something really simple like a tap on the leg. Maybe you put your hand over your heart or you clap. All hands go into a huddle as the team says the phrase, and then they lift their hands up. I want you to remember that when pressure spikes, your athletes, their nervous system now has something familiar to go back to. The last step, step 4, is you need to practice this in low-stake situations. Yes, you wanted to have some pressure involved, but you're not going to wait until the championship game or when you were in the state competition, like my cheerleading team. They did not call me the week before New York State competition for cheerleading and say, we really want to win. That isn't going to work. You are not going to be able to cram all of this in right before. You want to try to build this. This is something that you are going to build mental reps over time. You're building it into practice. You could do it after a hard drill, right after somebody messes up, before a scrimmage, maybe before you go through a full routine if you're a cheerleading team. You are training their brains to go to this default, that you will default to the reset instead of defaulting to what they're used to, that panic, that negative self-talk that really just isn't productive in any way. This is exactly the kind of work that we did with that state championship team. We didn't remove the pressure. It was still there. I just taught them how to meet it and navigate through. The CHAMP framework, this confidence reset, this is just one small piece of the framework that I use with teams. It's called CHAMP, as I mentioned, confidence, habits, attitude, mental imagery, and purpose. Every single performance issue I see under pressure connects back to at least one of those 5 areas. I'm going to do some future episodes where I'm going to break down each one of those areas for you so you can start applying it with your athletes. If you're listening to this thinking, my team is talented, but we don't handle pressure like champions, I want you to add the word yet. When I work with you in the Champion Within programs, you and your athletes are using that framework. I teach little mindset tools so they can perform on the biggest stages in a way that they would perform in practice. If you're a coach, a parent, an athlete, I want you to remember this. Your team does not have a talent problem. They have a pressure problem. This is actually great news because pressure can absolutely be trained. I'm doing it every single day with teams. Those teams are at an advantage. Come back and listen to Sunday's episode. You're going to want to hear the text messages that I send out as a mindset coach. Have an amazing rest of your week. You know I'm rooting for you always.
Thank you for hanging out with Kate today. And whether you're going to coach, teach, cheer from the sidelines, or hitting the field yourself, remember, mindset is everything. Don't forget to follow the show for the latest episodes, as we all need a little extra motivation, humor, and sanity in our busy lives. Now, go and unleash your champion within you one step at a time. We're always rooting for you.